know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
US President Joe Biden has called Donald Trump's supporters garbage during a Kamala Harris campaign event. Let's go live to our Washington correspondent, Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, what prompted this comment, this latest gaffe from Joe Biden?
Look, this is the latest twist in the last week of the election campaign as they try to court voters in swing states like Pennsylvania, where I am now. So this is all after this joke made at Donald Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden earlier this week. So what we saw there was a comedian make a joke about Puerto Rico, saying that he thought it was a pile of garbage in the ocean. Now, Puerto Rican voters are important in America. Puerto Ricans can't vote, but they have large populations across the country, including over 400,000 in Pennsylvania, where we are now. So what this prompted was attacks from the Democrats. They've put ads out about this. They've been mentioning it in their rallies. But Joe Biden took it a step further, and in doing so has harked back to one of the worst moments of Hillary Clinton's campaign. So first we'll show you exactly what Joe Biden said. This was on a call with a group called Voto Latino. So it's outreach for the Democrats to speak to Latino voters. This is what he said.
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
The reason this is hitting such a nerve and is already going viral is because it does really have echoes of what Hillary Clinton said when she was running for president, calling Donald Trump supporters the deplorables.
We are living in a volatile political environment. You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that.
That was seen as a defining moment for Hillary Clinton, the moment that they cast themselves as the elite, that they weren't listening to ordinary Americans, and it was seen as horribly divisive. Remember Joe Biden making these comments? It was at the same time that Kamala Harris was at the Ellipse making her comments, a speech about bringing the nation together, trying to put forward a hopeful, optimistic view for the future compared to Donald Trump having the same speech there before the January 6th riot at the Capitol. So this has already been seized on by Republicans quite quickly. Marco Rubio coming out on stage at the rally held in Allenstown, Pennsylvania with Donald Trump to respond to the comment that Joe Biden made, calling Donald Trump supporters garbage.
But I have breaking news for you, Mr. President. You may not have heard this. Just moments ago, Joe Biden stated that our supporters are garbage. Are garbage. He's talking about the Border Patrol. He's talking about nurses. He's talking about teachers. He's talking about everyday Americans who love their country and want to dream big again and support you, Mr. President. And I hope their campaign is about to apologize for what Joe Biden just said. We are not garbage.
And Kieran, another indicator that the Democrats know that this is bad is the fact that Joe Biden's already put a tweet out walking it back. He said earlier today, I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump supporters at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage, which is the only word I can think of to describe it. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable. That's all I meant to say. These comments at the rally don't reflect who we are as a nation. And what's also interesting here is this is indicative of how much trouble Kamala Harris is having with Joe Biden on the campaign trail. Axios reported earlier this week that Joe Biden's left days open in his calendar to campaign with Kamala Harris, and they've essentially ghosted him, not wanting to be seen on the campaign trail with him. He's seen as a liability, and he certainly played into that narrative this evening.
Yeah, he certainly confirmed it, didn't he? The only bright spot in that is that he's not the candidate. Imagine if he was still the candidate and trotting out gaffes like that.